Definitely an option for them, and I feel like that Bloodseeker is kind of going back to what we mentioned earlier for Sebas. It's a pick that's meant to discourage things like the spirits, things like another Pango pick for them. So is that worth locking down a Bloodseeker for yourself? I'm not really sure, but I have to assume that's the thought process for them. And on the infamous side of things, they do pick up the tiny. So, uh, Neff, I guess technically, if you're infamous, there's some room to switch here. That would put your Wind Ranger in a core position, though, and I don't really know what the hell that looks like currently, but I don't know. Theoretically, they could still switch that.
I mean, Wind Ranger, one thing that she does very well as a core slash mid is she's a very good anti carry. Grabbing just one single hero, usually Monkey King, but Monkey King can banned out. But grabbing one single hero, take them out of a fight, and then playing the rest of the fight 4v5. I think it'll probably be played as support here, though. It's more likely Tiny is going to be played in position one. Tiny is going to be played over in the three. I mean, one thing that they were doing, or some of these SA teams were doing more than anyone else, even when it wasn't popular, which is running pause one tiny and then rushing a moonshard. And it pissed the hell out of me to see this, and especially to see it work. It just made me so angry. But it is something they could potentially be doing here. I would not be that surprised to see a pause one tiny, even though it's mostly been run as a support.
Hmm. We shall see. In the meantime, we're getting into the final phase of the bans. The cut, not quite as sold on the one tiny. They banned out the Morphling instead. On the infamous side, the removal of the Viper, which at this point, Neff, or at any point really, I'm hard pressed to think of a meta where a Viper ban isn't at least somewhat useful. It's just an annoying hero to play against.
Mm-hmm. This is true, and you have a decent amount of lockdown that you're playing against as well. Maybe they're just super afraid of even more like single target pick off. It's kind of annoying. Maybe they
Hmm.
don't plan on going all in for team fight, or perhaps they plan on picking up something like Bristleback themselves as their last pick here on Infamous, and just super afraid of it being a counter pick. I mean, it's kind of okay against the Tide Hunter, but I don't really see you banning out a Viper at this stage when you already have like a Marcian Disruptor support combo, unless you plan on picking up something that just gets owned by another Toxin passive break.
Well, final ban from the cut is on the Deuces, so they just stay focused in on Kataro's hero pool. Of course, that does leave maybe some more active heroes in the mix still. We saw the cut ban away the Phantom Assassin in the last game, and obviously they don't do that here, which honestly could still be a concern, right? We talked about the issue with gap closing. It was kind of reversed the last time around. It was Infamous doing the jumping onto the Drow Ranger, but for the cut with that Lena, the same principles might kind of apply here. Pre BKB, if somebody gets in your face, you don't last very long.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have been doing with Lena. They go boost travel BKP,
Hmm.
which is very funny. That this is the build that people go for now. For
Wait
Hoodwink,
a
so
minute.
they do still have a form of break. They've got more catch, a hero that could potentially do a bunch of damage depending on what you build up with it. The Hoodwink is pretty flexible. I don't mind it as a last pick here for the cut. All right, so what do you? We talked about the last pick. I thought it was going to be something with like I thought it was going to be something along the effects of like a bristleback. I mean, you're
Hmm.
playing against Alina. Phantom Assassin still is in the pool. You banned out one of the breaks. I think you just go for it.
I think Kataro might just pull the trigger on it, yeah.
Or do you think it's going to be a pause one tiny instead, and then
Hmm.
they change around whatever is going to be picked up as like a passive? I can't think of any mids that would be like amazing in the scenario. Maybe they're thinking of a Templar Assassin.
Oh.
And they go for Void.
Hmm.
Not what I was expecting.
Yeah. That's a little. It's a little bit funky because now you got to work around both the Chrono and the Ravage cooldowns, which I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? You can still make things happen and play around that. It's just thought they might go for something for Kataro that wasn't going to be as cooldown dependent, but hey, if they still land those hits, if they still take the team fights, then it's not going to really matter all that much.
One thing I can say for certain is that this is not going to be a 15-minute win for Infamous.
Yeah,
The
that's kind of
Faces
out the
board is
window.
yeah, Faces board is going to take a little bit longer to go online. Get online. So we'll see.
And okay, so they do put Vol on the Marcy, who will presumably shift into the core role because I
Pause
I
three.
don't think Hoodwink
You don't
or
think Pingu is going to be doing it on
uh,
Disruptor?
I would love to actually see Pingu play core disruptor. It's just not really gonna happen. I think
Unfortunate.
I forgot what team it was now, but there was an SA team that ran the disruptor mid for a game. Is that might have been Beast Coast. I think it might have been Chris Luck who did it, and it worked, and they looked like absolute geniuses. And then it never happened again because it really only works once.
Yep. It's a real shame that Beast Coast was a fake friendship and a fake team that ended up falling apart post TI. All those guys so fake.
Now we will be seeing Beast Coast later on in this event. They are a like phase
Phase
3
one.
invite.
Oh yeah. Sorry, phase 3. I have it backwards.
Yeah, so we'll be seeing them, but not for a while, not until playoffs start. But
Yep. And I believe the teams in the playoffs are going to be Beast Coast, TSM, Nouns, and Mystery Team X.
oh, that's my favorite team.
Yeah.
I got all the Mystery Team X merchandise. I got my t-shirts. I got my coffee mug.
Mm-hmm. I have my Nouns Esports coffee mug. Unfortunately, they gave me like actual like thermal carrying mugs, but they gave us 6 of them, and then one of the players ended up taking 2, so I didn't get one.
Uh,
Quite unfortunate.
just takes two.
I don't even know which one of them took 2 of them,
Oh, I was gonna
but there
ask
was
you to
supposed
call
to
him
be
out,
one
but
for
you don't. Damn,
everybody.
you don't know.
No, I was cleaning up after we were done the boot camp in Philadelphia, and I was looking for my mug. I'm like, oh, I guess it's just gone then.
Justice for Neph. Well, yeah, we'll see. What that team is. Obviously, there's some this stuff behind the scenes in terms of getting that squad confirmed. So their identity will be revealed at a later date. In the meantime, though, we've got two teams who we do know the identities of fighting out for the runes. Okay, not much of a fight. Cat, you gets hit in the
You're
face and walks away.
that's a lie. You don't know the identity of the cut. You never know who they're gonna play with. That's the one thing that I've learned here in the BTS Pro Series is they will change their roster every other day.
The team tag may say the cut, but who knows what the roster looks like. Other than Scourge. Scourge is just eternal.
Scourge works in mysterious ways.
Well, we'll see if Scourge can help lead his team to a win here, because they are down 0-1 in the series. Of course, we are working with some GSL-style groups here, Neff, so even if you lose this first series, there's a lower half, there's a loser's bracket to work with, but loser's bracket
You
is for
know,
losers, hence the name.
I've been working in esports for a number of years now, and I don't know what GSL stands for. Do you?
I used to, and I forgot.
I see.
But I only used to know because I looked it up.
Look at us.
GSL stands for GSL. You don't need to know anymore. But yeah, I genuinely do not remember what it actually stands for, but
I'm sure it's fine.
yeah, it's not. Who needs knowledge? We got Dota.
That's true. Imagine reading. Okay, so we'll talk about the actual game a little bit. I was here to McDuckity run down, but
Good
it's
call.
fine.
Good call.
The mid lane matchup. Okay, it's paused. We got some time to do this. We can make up for lost time here. We've been going off about nothing for a minute and a half. The mid lane matchup, the Lina up against the Tiny. You mentioned that they might pick something a little bit tankier to go up against the Lina. This hero does have one of the higher strength growth rates in the game, with a really big HP regen pool. So you can survive the harassment of Lina. You are going to get bullied out a little bit, but I do believe he'll pretty quickly here have the probably bottle coming out to be able to negate some of the harassment of Lina. It is very easy for the Chinese to turn this one back around. Despite the fact that you can never really gap that distance, you can always throw off like one of the tree grabs. If you manage to get a toss avalanche combination off on Lina, she does go down pretty easily. and she's kind of susceptible to ganks from the tiny. He's one of the heroes that you can't just close distance instantly for one of your allies with the toss. So you're okay against Alita. You can't pressure the tiny in the same way that you can some other heroes. Just do his large HP pool, and the fact that he's got a little bit of kill potential off onto you if you extend too far forward. So I don't mind this matchup too much.
Mm-hmm. Got to get Sebas back in the server before we can see how it plays out, because he is the 1DC, but should not take too much time, hopefully. Fingers crossed there. Meanwhile, Neff looking up top. Scourge, he got hit up a little bit here in the early stages. I gotta ask, at this point, position 4, Wind Ranger, how aggressive do you think this duo of Oscar and Slayton realistically can be?
I mean, they're doing a great job so far. They're zoning a hero like Bloodseeker out of the lane, somebody who normally heals up pretty quickly. He's not like if you can keep him below like 300 HP, like he's never gonna be able to heal up properly with the blood rage and the thirst. And that's exactly what it looks like they're doing. In fact, he doesn't have any extra HP regen. Like he is all out. He's being shared tangos right now from Pengu. So the aggression is working really, really up to go point in the gush. And I think he went for this at level 1 based on how much mana he has right now.
Hmm.
And then just been Wind Ranger clicking him down alongside that one, which is exactly how we want to be playing this lane. If you could stop the Bloodseeker from having a good early start, then you might as well not even pick Bloodseeker. So Infamous are off to a great start again in this game. They're going to be kind of slow. I mean, the tiny takes a little bit to go online, even if he goes for an early blink dagger. Kataro is going to take a little bit with the Faceless Void, so it does give the cut an opportunity to come back into it. And they have a great team for getting solo pickoffs with the Disruptor, Marcy, and Bloodseeker. But not if Bloodseeker doesn't have a good start. So I say Infamous are in a pretty good place, but the cut definitely post Lady Phase. I think I'll be in a good place to recover. But maybe it's a little bit too early for me talking about post laning phase, or the fact that I think that Infamous has already won the laning phase for only a minute and 30 seconds into this. I'm getting ahead of myself here, man. I'm definitely getting ahead of myself here. And I'm kind of feeling like a doomer here for North America. Like, they got so destroyed in the last game. We've got, like, currently one... sorry. We don't know what TSM's going to look like. And my guess right now is that in phase 2 and 3 of the BTS Pro Series, we have like 1 to 2 North American teams and like 6 SA ones. I'm feeling like a doomer right now, Kmart.
Let me take a look while we have it. Phase 2, we do have Wildcard in there. Wildcard, I think, are still looking for maybe the other half of their lineup at this point, but there's an NA squad. But you are right; it's going to be a whole lot of SA in the field for this event because
NA bad.
Yeah, SA is a little bit more stable with the lineups right now. But you never know. I mean, new lineups could get announced in NA, and these teams could mount a comeback. But Neph right now, it's a little empty in the NA lobby.
It is.
In the meantime,
is the Nouns lineup still in? Oh, it's been removed now. It got accidentally posted.
Not supposed to know about that. No.
What can you do?
It's a secret, but yeah. Nouns will be in there eventually, later phases. In the meantime, Sebas still not in here, so yeah, starting to get a little bit concerning. We had some connections issues in the first game, Neff, but those were like a minute long at the most. But Sebas has been out for a little bit. Badger's busting out his rule book, trying to look at exactly how much time, but literally right on cue. There's Badger. 5 minutes of pause time remaining.
Just as we lose Nina, we get another hard ass. Thank God that guy's gone, am I right? One less British person watching for Summit. Nina, if you're listening, I miss you.
Miss you, Nina.
It's just Bance bruv in it.
That's, oh my God. That's terrible.
British humor, yes, it is quite
yeah,
bad.
it's terrible. It's the worst.
Yeah. His country has rainstorm.
That's
I mean,
Oh
it gives us a
no.
chance to talk about some, like, maybe we could talk about the upcoming CRS while we're waiting for these guys. Is they've got no light slash internet.
Oh
We
boy.
got what, Team Alpha against Cringe Crew after this one?
Yes, indeed. That is the second matchup today.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they only have a single NA player left on Team Alpha. It's more like two Cringe Crews, am I right? Replacing only NA players, kind of cringe in my opinion, game art.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it's just Monster in terms of NA. So
Yeah. That guy
that's
goes way back, though. That man, true NA hero, Team YP. For anyone who doesn't know, look that up. Apparently, I'm not allowed to talk about it on Twitch.
don't look that up. Duh. Remember to ask your parents' permission before going online, kids. Oh, it's getting unhinged here. This is what happens when the pause goes this long, but yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna cut Neph off pretty quickly here. But yeah, they've ended up replacing a couple of players, so it's now Rises, Black Soul, Monster, Genic, and Yodomi as the official roster on Alpha, and Cringe Crew is Arc. Who's Curly?
NA player, but I
Never heard of
don't
him.
think I've seen him before. No.
Yeah, Warden, Flea, and Sunlight, who I am familiar with all of those ones at the very least. Surprised that Flea is going to be on Cringe Crew, although it makes sense that he would be on a Cringe Crew team. I'm not sure if anyone has seen Flea's Twitter. I'm a big fan personally. That's one you guys should Google if you get the opportunity. Check out Flea's Twitter.
No comment. But yeah, Cringe Crew. What is it? Arc, Sunlight, and the Warden are carries over from KBU US. So if you were familiar with that team, if you were watching any, I think they were D2 NA Dota last time around last season, then you probably are still familiar with some of those names. But yeah, don't know who Curly is. Hopefully he shows out. I mean, he's playing mid, right? So I've seen plenty of mid laners where people say, who the hell is this guy? And then all of a sudden he just wrecks every single person he plays against. I just immediately get reminded enough of RCY for Dogchamp, right? Nobody knew like anything about him. And then turns out he's a Tinker player and he's pretty damn good at it.
RCY from Dogchamp, Tinker player. There are no good Tinker players. They're all morally bad.
Yeah, there you go. Skilled, yes. Ethics,
not so much.
2 minutes of pause time left here, says our admin, and well, I don't know, I believe Kat, you said that he was coming back soon, but then he also said also said that Sebas didn't have internet.
That's exactly what I would say if I wasn't coming back.
Right.
I would stall for time by saying, "Oh, don't worry, I'll be back real soon."
It's like, I'll be right back, guys.
You say he's back, guys. We just need another minute here. Yeah, okay, I'll believe it when I see a cat, yo.
You ever pull that one into Discord call? It's like, guys, I'll be back in like 5 minutes, and then you leave for an hour.
Yeah, all the time. I've been having to take a lot of meetings lately. A lightning strike in his house.
What?
I'm gonna want a picture.
Kataro. I don't know about that one. We need proof.
I don't want proof. I just think it would look really badass if he's playing after a lightning strike in his house.
That's dedication right there. Your house gets struck by lightning and you're like, okay, that's cool and all, but like I gotta play some Dota.
Yeah, exactly.
Fire department shows up. It's like, what are you doing in here? It's like, I have a game.
Did you see the video of Quinn trying to argue with the fire crews at during was that the tiebreakers?
Yeah. Yes?
Or was that before the tiebreakers? That was before I started working with Nouns. It was their game with Nouns, right? He's like trying to. So, if everyone not familiar with the situation, Quincy Crew was having a boot camp in Philadelphia, and they were playing, I think, like a game deciding whether or not they would go to the major against Nouns. And the fire alarm got called. The fire department had to come into the boot camp, make sure it was all clear to go before they could go back in. And CCC, Quinn, is arguing there with the fire department, who's saying that it's not safe to go back in yet. He's like, it's fine, guys. I just need to go play the game of Dota. That's the most Quinn thing ever.
No, 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 you don't understand, man. I've got to
Then
play
you
this
need to
game.
like take the video. You can just see Quinn talking to the fire crew in the background. It's like I think maybe like Jack KBBQ was like taking video showing what was going on. And on the side, you can see Quinn arguing with the fire crew.
Uh, built different.
Yeah,
That's the phrase to use
it's the
here.
beating heart of Dota right there.
In the meantime, Sebas did reconnect, and we are back into the game. So while we've been losing our minds, there is Dota back underway. So going back to like 8 minutes ago, right? We were talking about this Tiny Mina matchup. Now we actually get to see it in action.
Yeah, now we get to see it in action. So I was thinking about the lightning strike now.
Can't get it out of your head.
Yeah. I had a friend who had a piece of his roof fall in while we were playing a game.
What?
It was actually Mr. Coast from Beast Coast. I told him to tough it out and get back into the game.
Put on a jacket.
Anyway.
Keep playing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Scourge getting caught out in the top lane. There's a little bit of that aggression we were talking about, but Pingu, yeah, he can save the day. Glimpse it back. Scourge, though, well, he might still get hit up a little bit here. They've got another shackle up in a few seconds. Scourge is going to try to hide.
He can try.
Well, now Sladen's the only one
Sladen might be the
hitting.
one who's in trouble. That's
Yeah.
the turnabout right there.
He's silenced up. Does he have time for a shackle? Yes, he does. Still dies, though, as Pingu gets first blood.
Yep.
And now Oscar, he doesn't have any mana. He's just gonna walk around and be Tide Hunter. No one can punish him, but can't really kill anything.
Yeah, you end up healing up enough with that thirst as well that all of a sudden Oscar isn't going to be able to finish off Scourge McDuck. He's back with full HP. Talking about the Bloodseer getting his ass beat down in this lane. Now it's the other way around. He's at full HP. I'm not sure they're going to have enough to harass him. Pingu's getting run down underneath the tower, though. He can get this anchor smash off and maybe 1 or 2 auto attacks. He'll be fine, but swings him back. It's all good, man.
Pingu's...
Unfortunately, Kataro, I don't think it's all good for him. Actually, he's got 6 wand charges. He's going to be fine. Make him walk it off.
Should be okay, but aggression's level starting to pick up a little bit. In all honesty, that was infamous, trying to be aggressive and then getting punished for it, so the cut might not be ramping up too heavily on their own side, but they're able to take an advantage of an overplay. Otherwise, though, their cores are still farming pretty damn well, right? The only concern that we really had was the Bloodseeker early on, and as you pointed out, he's just fine. He's good on health. His last hit count has gotten back up, so lane-wise, it's not looking too shabby for them.
Yeah. I take back all the horrible things I said about the cut and all the positive things I said about SA Dota. NA for life, baby. Let's go.
Reset the board. NA. You heard nothing, chat. Back on the bias train. In the meantime, though, checking out mid, still not a crazy amount of action between the two, but they are starting to hit some of those levels. DP with the Laguna could do some damage if he does want to rotate, but Neph, is he gonna want to rotate? He's farming well here. He's not really outpacing Sebas, but there's not a lot of harassment coming against him so far.
Yeah. I mean, Lena's going to have the advantage against almost any melee hero. Tiny deal with it a little bit better because of the huge amount of bulk that you have. I'm not sure that Harass is going to... Or I'm not sure that PB is going to be able to leave the lane, though. You're farming a little bit too well to be able to do that. Sebas, I wouldn't be too surprised if he left to try to find a kill. It looks like he's maxing out his Avalanche rather than his tree throw, which is normal for mid lane Tiny. But it generally means you're going to try to rush up lane dagger. You'll be looking for kills early on rather than just farming, which you have to do when you have a Faceless Void on your team.
Well, supports rotate in on the 6-minute spawns, and it should go Sebas' way. Nope. Pingu says, just going to deny this. It's almost certainly going to cost him his life, though. That glimpse is just a little mistimed, so the Ava still hits and Sladen gets a free kill, but you keep an Invis rune out of the Tiny's hands. No bottle refill, no real move to rotate with that rune now that it's gone, so...
Yep.
really
Speaking of gone, Scourge McDuck ended up losing his card with a chainmail on it. Ooh. You hate to see it. No phase boots for now.
Phase boots for him. Volt managed to get his delivered at least, so offlane is going pretty well for them. The only problem is, I mean, Kataro has to effectively take his hands off the keyboard for them to really kill him in this lane, so not really going to be able to slow down his farming rate all that much, but I'm not really sure that they were planning on being able to do that in the laning stage in the first place.
We got a little bit distracted by Math Magician, who was trying to convince Badger to tell me no caster chat, please. Math Magician's a traitor. Bottom lane, Bigot ends up having his tree cut on him when he tried to hit the Faceless Void with the Acorn Bushwhack combo. It looks like they're going to get punished for this.
Yeah. Sebas rotates in. They got the first kill. Can they get the second? Should get it with the toss, and... Okay.
Yeah.
Sebas rotates in, grabs a double, TP's back mid, no time lost, and... all's well that ends well.
Yep, and actually puts him ahead of the Lena's net worth despite being pretty behind as far as last hits go.
And Lena, he was trying to just farm up in the jungle a little bit, but with Sladen kind of coming over, maybe a little bit too far over, actually. He's going to walk into the LSA. Yikes. Oh, boy. Pingu wasn't even needed there. PP just says, I got this, and it's about as free a kill as he's going to find in this game.
Yeah, you hate to see it. That Wheeze had the cough, and I managed to mute myself real quick. It's so much easier to throw out that Laguna Blade now. It doesn't cost 250 mana.
Mm.
It was like 400 damage in the past. They upped it to 500, and it was 250 mana. Now it's only 150. Thing melts people.
If you're Sebas, though, well, you sacrifice a support, you don't get hit by the Laguna yourself. At least you're relatively happy about that, but it's going to keep the Lena up there in terms of the net worth. Top net worth in the game, able to reclaim that spot after the kill, and well, it's looking like it might just be the build you were sort of saying all the Lenas kind of go for, right? Boots of Travel, I guess technically he stopped for a Falcon Blade first, but should look pretty similar here as Pingu getting himself a little bit caught in the woods. He does go down, but Scourge and PP are both here. Does he have Rupture?
Yeah, Scourge hesitated on that one. He could have dropped the Rupture there, but he thinks that even with the Lena assisting, they weren't going to have the damage in order to bring down the Tiny. It's true, he is pretty tanky. He's got the point to grow. He's got phase boots. He's got almost 1400 HP.
And now he's hunting. They would like to get eyes on PP, but Lena's able to back away. But honestly, even if you don't get this kill, they're stealing away the farm. They're stealing away a stack or two, so the damage is going to get done one way or another.
Yep. Chased out of her own jungle there. She's looking to make up for that. I mean, you're going for the classic build on Lena, which is the Boots of Travels into the BKB. Oh god, they are wrapping around on Lena. They could be able to dive underneath the tower.
Yeah. Avalanche into toss, into, well, power shot, I guess, but that's not enough. And now look at the absolute collapse onto the tower. Every single member of the cut. Emergency TP mid, and they not just save PP, but then get him the kill on the Tiny.
Yep. And just killing spree. That's pretty big. I mean, that's going to be your Boots of Travel now completed after he cleans up this camp. Oh, I'm pretty sure that was the Falcon Blade coming into effect there as well. That 200 health, the extra bulk. I mean, they didn't end up finishing Lena off, but maybe the Tiny would have committed onto her a little bit harder. She saw that was lower HP. Might have saved her, so worth getting in my opinion.
Yeah. All works out. Didn't really slow up the build much, so bots online, BKB queued up. Yeah, it's tried and true at this point, but I guess the next question is, looking on the Infamous side, oh, when do they sort of make their move, right? They've got Ravage, they've got Chrono, you don't have much damage. Well, they make the move as I'm asking the question. Okay. B got taken down.
When did they make their move? Yes.
As they are doing it. But yeah, Kataro, he doesn't really have to do not anything, but he doesn't have to start rotating just yet. His teammates presumably can still kind of make plays here, especially if Sebas does get this Blink Dagger in the next couple of minutes. He can just sort of lead the charge for them.
Yeah. He's a little ways away right now. Still needs another, 1150 gold for that. But his team should be making him a little bit of space for it.
Oscar gets
the managed to just take
tower.
top and, yeah, we'll speed things up.
Sebas, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. He's got a constant bloodlust on him. Catyu with the clutch level 1 Bloodlust plays coming out here.
Big movements
Big
going on
time
right
players
now.
make big
This
time
is
plays, Neff.
yeah. This is why people love playing Ogre Magi. Shout out to my man Charlie Tizard.
I mean, listen, it's better than no Bloodlust, I guess, technically speaking, but not really all that important. As Oscar, that's a little bit more important, though. Kept trying to get that push going in the top lane, a little greedy after taking the tier 1, and PP comes in there. Did he even use the... No, he didn't. Okay. He held the Laguna there, too, so... PP really kind of propping up the rest of the team right now. We have not seen a whole lot out from Vol and Scourge just yet, so... Hopefully that changes in the near future when they have some actual items picked up, but for now it's all in the Lina. That's getting a little sneaky there with the invis. Pingu should just burn to death as Katyu finds the kill, and does that open up this push, though? With Oscar here, maybe. You gotta keep that last creep alive, but at this point they're looking for the kills instead. Chrono gonna be deployed. Does he have a route through the trees? Well, cut down the trees, and you don't have to worry. The Ravage follows. Okay, that's gonna keep them going, though. They take down Vol and B-God, now PP. He's in trouble. They toss Sladen onto him. Body blocks in. No shackle, but they don't need it. Whoa. Pingu, I don't
body
think...
block. It felt like he was shackled right there, even though he didn't press the ability.
Oh, I don't think Pingu wanted that TP. He's here now, but he won't be punished, but... I mean, the punishment already came. 3 heroes down, including that all-important Lina. I said she's kind of propping up the team, but when she's down... I mean, what else can they do here? They can try for a play onto Oscar. They're going to rupture him up. He has no TP. Okay. Jesus. It wasn't the fastest kill in the world, but it's a kill. And it's Scourge finally getting himself involved.
Managed to find something. Kitaro not finding the opportunity to get himself... not get himself involved down here in the bottom lane, unfortunately. But I'd say his team is doing just fine without him at the moment. This is kind of what we expect from the Faceless Void. Not really contributing too much for the first 20 minutes of the game. After that, he'll be able to hop in and help a little bit more. They're trying to make a movement onto him, but this guy's got gamer senses, man. He realizes that something's up. They're not showing on the map. Actually, maybe he doesn't have gamer senses.
Uh-oh.
They get him with the Static Storm, then he...
Neph.
Oh, no, the Mask of Mad... Oh, but he misses. Okay, he's dead anyway.
You jinxed him. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, he's absolutely dead. It takes, like, 3 swings to actually catch him there, but the glimpse eventually pulls him back in, and BP gets the kill again. So, okay, minor setback with the death, but he's right back up on the horse, right back up to the top of the net worth chart, and now Scourge is right alongside him, so... It was a little bit concerning for a moment for the cut, but they're starting to build some momentum now. What is Vol working with here? He's kind of just copying the Lina's build a little bit. He's got his boots, he's got a Falcon Blade, he's going to go straight into BKB, and then it's 100% fight time from the Marcy.
Sorry, you mind repeating that one?
What?
Sorry, can you repeat that one?
100% fight time for the Marcy?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, did I say something
My sound
weird?
cut out for a second there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw your mouth moving, but it came out.
Practicing my... Wait, no, that's the opposite of ventriloquism. Oh, well. Anyway, point being, BKB coming up for Vol. Actually, I say relatively soon. Unless he keeps farming at this rate, it might take a little while longer, but they are leaving him to just kind of push out this lane, get as many of these last hits as possible, but in terms of actual damage onto the tower, he might need some backup, because Infamous are making their way over with a couple of heroes of their own, and one of those heroes is Oscar, who has the Ravage at the ready.
He's got Ravage at the ready, and Sebas has the Blink Dagger at the ready. It's going to be kind of difficult for them to actually commit onto this build. I mean, taking any offensive fight into a Tidehunter, got his Ravage available, is pretty difficult. So they're going to back up off of this one.
I think Oscar just got the last piece for that Wraith pack picked up as well, so... Yep, there it is. Even harder now to fight into Infamous. I do want to point out, though, with maybe a little bit less magic damage coming out from the other side, he's got the Blink queued up instead of that Pipe we saw last game, so... More initiation at the expense of maybe losing some durability, but there hasn't been too much so far enough to make him think he needs the extra durability. It's got glimpsed 2 inches to the left.
I spent a lot of time just trying to keep control of the very inside jungle here on the cut, but looking to reclaim it now. They smoke up and they move through. If they only catch Pengu, then I would say it's not so bad for the cut. Yeah, you could see Sebas was positioning himself in such a way where he was hoping to find somebody else. Once they realized it's just Pengu there, he ends up blinking onto him. If that kill, Oscar ends up claiming it though. We're getting close to some important timings on the cut though. Scourge McDuck is only like 500 gold away from his BKB. Lena 400 gold off hers. At that point, reinvading the jungle, maybe start pressuring this mid-tier 1 tower and taking more control of the map.
Well, Vol, okay. Little bit of pressure onto him there, but he was able to jump himself out of the shackle. But now they know, yeah, he's already used rebound. He doesn't have it up, so Sebas blinks in, and Vol is not an easy or quick kill here, but 4v1, no backup coming for the Marcy. They still get the kill, and now they're going to pressure the tower. And yeah, they'll get through that pretty quickly. Catyu again with the clutch level 1 Bloodlust, really cutting down on that tower push time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're coming in with the big contributions here.
I will say though, I mean, we're kind of, you know, ragging on him a little bit for the Ogre play, but he hasn't died yet. He's 2-0-5 on this Ogre, so he has played about as efficient as a game as you possibly can on the Ogre, which is exactly why he is about to die. Oh, I jinxed it. Catyu goes down. His teammates, though, are looking for a return play, but this is a bit of a rough one. They do pop the Ravage, though. Sladen actually comes in. He was able to pick up the shard, so that's going to disrupt this lineup. Scourge is now all by himself. They do pick him off. PP's able to salvage some sort of kill there on to the Wind Ranger. Maybe they can get Oscar too? Uh-oh. That's a problem. Chronosphere is going to be deployed. Vol trying to stand on the edge. Can he do anything? No, he can't. As PP goes down, the support's now caught out by the Avalanche into the toss combo. For a brief moment there, Neph, it looked like maybe the cut were going to be able to do something, and they just get the door slammed in their face.
You know the worst part about that is they completed their BKBs right there. They were just a little bit too fast on the trigger. If they had gotten those off of that team fight, maybe things turn out a little bit differently. Maybe they don't get completely destroyed like that one, but just slightly too trigger happy. Now they're about to lose the Marcy before she gets her BKB done either. This is going to slow them down so much. The game is turning on its head. They were so close to their timing on the cut, man. 3 heroes just about had their BKBs completed, and they end up taking a losing fight there. They were up on net worth before that one, too.
Yep. They're up by, like, just about 2K. Now they're trailing by around 2,000. And Roche is getting taken here, too. If they all rushed over there right now, maybe there could be a fight. But I'm not sure that's a fight you win. It just might not be worth it. But that means they have to let it go. And Kataro, I assume he's the one taking this. He hasn't made space for it just yet. There we go. Okay. Aegis into his hands. And now we get into a danger zone for the cut. However, we do have to go back to the point you just made, Neph. They've all got their BKBs, so take a fight actually having them this time and things can look kind of different.
Yeah, but this time into the Aegis, into the face's Void, who's only 100 gold off of his BKB, and for now, they're going to dodge you. The next, like, 30 seconds here, while they're still waiting for Chronosphere and Ravage to come back up.
There's no way.
They're not going to give anything away. I mean,
he is dancing.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a moment,
Dancing
I thought that Gale Force was going to just bail him out, but they get him. This would be a far more valuable kill, though. Sebas is going to blink himself back, but they need vision. Pengu should see him, but can he get the glimpse off? Well, he hasn't popped it yet, but they're still looking. There's going to be the rupture. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is what they do best on the cut. All their heroes are amazing at pickoffs, and thankfully they managed to grab a couple of those here. Hopefully the... Actually, why am I saying? I was going to say hopefully the Infamous doesn't lose too much momentum here. But I think I'm just going too hard on being an NA Doomer at the moment. I should be trying to build them up, not take them apart here.
Gale Force out. Gonna catch 2. Defensive Static Storm is deployed. PP's coming over. This is actually looking pretty good for them. Sladen's taken out of the fight already. The Ravage is going to be deployed, but where is the damage? Oscar can't do it himself. Kataro, he's making his way over. He does have the Chronosphere at the ready now, but they're not going to use it just yet. Instead, they focus on the Marcy. They'll take down Vol, but Tara, how much further do you want to go? PP and Scourge are still in the area. They might just take the easy kill. Yeah, they're going to get Pingu instead. Sebas? He caught B-God, but he can't see him. Now he can. There we go. Avatos will finish the kill. The cores, though, did manage to get away, or maybe they didn't. Catyu stuns up Scourge. Okay, way too far forward there from the Ogre, though, because nobody's there to follow it up, and Scourge still at his BKB.
Wants you to back up now. Nice move there by Pengu. I always think that's a good idea to like walk into the enemies instead of away from them into the rest of your team as they're chasing you down. That way it makes it that much more difficult for them to catch another hero as they're running away. So I think of moving into them there, helping his allies flee.
Yeah. Does have to sacrifice himself, but if that means that Scourge and
I mean,
PP
he's
get
going
away,
to die anyways.
Right.
Yeah. It's difficult to make that call in like some clutch situations, though, and sometimes it can save your teammates. They're going to try to go on PP. This Gale Force is...
Scourge is getting hit up here, too.
Yeah.
Not dead yet, though. Popped the Rupture, and Sebas can't afford to move. Somebody's got to help him. Catyu's going to come in, looking for the stun play. Static Storm is still deployed from Pingu, though, but I don't know if that's enough damage by itself. Boldo rebounds in. They will find that kill, but now can they get themselves away? Katara was able to catch out PP up to the north. Did have to pop the Chronosphere for it, but that is going to start turning the fight. B-God dead. Pingu sniped out, and... well, it was a good turn at the start, right? They managed to avoid the death. But...
so much onto that tiny that they just couldn't deal with the rest of the heroes.
Bull, do you have a plan to get out of this one? He's going to get double stunned here.
I don't think there's a plan to get out of this one.
No. No, there is not.
No exit strategy there. BKB is completed now, and thankfully there's no objectives around. Roshan already on the Faceless Void, so it's not the end of the world losing your whole team over there, but it does further swing the net worth over inside of Infamous, and I mean there's no argument the fact that they take this one late game.
Yeah. Taro, 1 minute left
You
on
disagree?
the Aegis. Well, I don't think that was the plan, but I think it's just the way that it has to now go.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
I mean, things can always kind of turn out your way. You end up whipping something like a Chronosphere pretty hard in the late game, then you turn around, but it's difficult to fight into him.
A little bit of time left on the Aegis, so they'll try and push out as much as they can before it resets, but Chrono's going to be back up around the time you lose the Aegis. You're going to be like 15, 20 seconds out from it, so Infamous can keep the ball rolling here, and the cut have to be careful. Gale Force in again. Not the best initiation there. PP was actually pushed to safety that time, but Sladen can make that play pretty freely. The mana cost is a little rough, but it's not like anyone's going to come punish him if he tries it. Oh, Kataro. I don't think he really knew there were a couple heroes up here, but at this point, if he did get caught, he would get to use the Aegis.
Oh,
so.
Scourge.
Oh, he's caught. Down bot. BKB TP. Okay.
Not enough damage to finish him off. Hero's got too much armor, fortunately, and without the attack speed on the tiny, he's not going to be able to go on him. So we end up just walking away from him there on Sebas, realizing he couldn't finish him off. Maybe if you comboed in with, if you had like a Blinky or something in the Wind Ridge, you get that Shackle Shot afterwards on him. Kill him before his BKB ends up popping, but
Neph, you know what spell could have been put on the Tiny that would have given him some attack speed?
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, there you go.
He moves here by me. Yeah.
Meanwhile, in terms of actual important Dota, Kataro gets picked off. Picked off in the middle lane. Laguna used, and that's a big kill, but it may come at a bit of a cost. Because Scourge, caught farming in the jungle. Now they've got Pingu with the Shackle. PP's going to come over, but they know he doesn't have Laguna, so there's a little bit of damage missing, and Oscar just doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn. Look at him push forward, pops the Ravage, connects onto only two, but one of those two is PP.
Oh, she doesn't get her BKB off!
Sebas is in for the Avatos combo. Vol's now going to pop his BKB. They're trying to force any fight that they can here, but no Scourge, no PP, there's no damage. Maybe Sebas still falls, but Vol is actually getting just completely caught out here. He'll rebound his way in to finally get the Tiny. Yeah. I mean,
you hate to see it. You get that BKB there off on the Lina. You 100% survive that. You're able to take that fight, but instead they end up losing all their cores there.
Just one BKB pop could have been the difference, but
yeah,
They're behind again. I mean, that didn't actually move the needle too much here, considering at the very start of all of that, they did pick Guitarro off, so they're able to get a little bit of that gold back, but still leaves them trailing by about 4K. And the problem, Neff, some of the BKBs are going off, right? But not all of them in one fight, so timers go down, cooldowns are available, so 2 of your 3 heroes have BKB, but 1 of them doesn't, and the coordination is
Yeah,
just kind of lacking.
Yeah, and here's the punish for it right now. You still have your
Mhm.
BKB available on the Bloodseeker. He's probably gonna have to pop this one. He's hesitating though.
And
He's
now
gonna
he's
get punished for
stunned.
this. He just lost all of his health, and now he has to run away. And there we go again. You were just talking about that. The fact that you pop these BKBs, you put it on cooldown, now you can't fight with the rest of your team next time instead of running you here on Infamous.
Now Sladen's starting to get aggressive. He's caught out Pingu.
Oh
Okay.
no, the Static Storm committed there as well. It
That
might,
was-
yeah, okay, they're gonna get the kill off on the Slade in here at the very least.
At least turn it into a trade, but that's one of the most optimistic static storms I think I've ever seen. That wasn't really going to do you much good.
Yep, top lane Vol. Oh no.
Oh, you don't want to be here. Stun up. Guitarro pops the BKB just to make sure. No chrono needed. They're finding the picks and the cut. You can't afford to do this right now. I understand wanting to split up and push out those waves, but you're getting separated exactly when Infamous want to gank you.
Yeah. And that's exactly what they're hoping for, too. They're sitting in the trees there on Faceless Void and the Ogre Magi. And he hesitated there for a moment on Vol before deciding it's safe to farm the lane, but read him like a book there. Ends up going on to him immediately afterwards. Pause and come out. This gives him a chance to cool their engines a little bit here. Things are getting a little bit out of hand. BKBs are going off at random times. Heroes are getting picked off. Vol, at the very least, didn't pop his BKB before he died there. It's going to be off the cooldown. When he comes back up, they potentially make a play together.
Hmm.
That Static Storm's still on cooldown for another 45. I mean, they just feel incredibly off tempo right now on the cut. It feels like everyone. It feels like we're playing a pub right now, non-coordinated Dota. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing and getting outplayed around the map right now by Infamous.
Yeah. This is always something that you got to be a little bit worried about in that sort of post-TI shuffle, right? Because some of these guys have played together, but you've got new players coming in. Maybe you're not 100% there in terms of your timing and your chemistry, and this is the kind of stuff that happens. But I want to see them pull it off at least once. Get everybody up, have all your BKBs ready. Don't randomly pop Static Storm when you're dying, and see what that team fight looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Also, not 100% sure what the pause is for here. Nobody's DC'd, and
oh, come on. We already had Nina leave. We don't need you being like, what's the reason for this, guys? We need to get the show on the road.
I'm the admin
I got
now.
important places to be. You know who I am? I'm Kmart Dota, baby.
Oh my god. If I ever say, do you know who I am? Somebody punch me in the face. Oh my god. That's a punchable moment right there, but
Punchable moment with Kmart Dota. Roshan came back up just now, by the way.
Mhm.
Eggdom's chart available for whoever gets it alongside the Aegis, and you're in a good position to take it right now. You just taking down the Marzi. Static Storm is still on cooldown for another 45 seconds. Wind Ranger is down, but should be able to get back up and make it over there pretty quickly. You control the outpost right now. You have good vision around the Roche pit. I think post pause is exactly where they're going to move. Head over there with Chronosphere and Ravage available. It just becomes too difficult for the cut to be able to fight into them around that pit.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, kind of snowballing your way to victory. This game just feels so hard for the cut to come back into. These last couple of minutes, it just feels like the lack of coordination and dying just before the BKBs kind of caused them to lose momentum. I was feeling really hopeful prior to them losing that fight where they managed to complete 2 at the same time. Now, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, they got the BKBs. It's just haven't really used them all that effectively. And now, taking a look at Guitarro, I sort of want to ask your opinion on this. He's going for the other defensive item with the Lincoln Sphere as opposed to maybe building up a little bit more damage, but he's 7, 2, and 5, so he hasn't really been lacking for damage. Do you think the ability to maybe shut down a
Listen,
Rupture
yeah, you
or a
don't need
Laguna.
damage when you got that Bloodlust on your team, man. I'm just saying.
Ugh.
With the Rupture, the Glimpse, and the Guna Blade, I mean, there's
Mhm.
all these super big single target spells. Even the Dispose from the Marcy, all these big single target spells that are great at picking off a single hero. The Lincoln Sphere is going to negate a lot of that one, or even allow one of the other heroes on your team to be able to stand in front and drop that Lincoln Sphere onto them, and then you can follow up with a Chrono. So I don't mind it so much here. I think it's one of the smarter pickups you can go for.
Mhm. It's the
In fact,
less greedy option, right? But
yeah,
you don't
it's
really
kind
need
of
to be
difficult.
greedy.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult for anyone else on their team to go for that one either. In fact, I wouldn't be too surprised if Tender changed his mind from this Refresher Orb that he's going for and went for Lotus Orb instead.
Oh yeah, he's wow. Okay.
There's so many single targets.
Yeah. Plus, listen, Oscar's been playing great, but a refresher is quite a ways away for him, even at this pace. So, not that Lotus is cheap, but it's cheaper for sure. But we'll see if he changes it up. In the meantime, though, here comes the cut, trying to finally put together this all-important team fight. They've got heroes grouping up mid, and well, Infamous did not immediately rotate over towards that pit, so now you got that kind of hanging in the balance here if they can win, but Sebas is going to make the jump first. He does get ruptured for his trouble, though, but Oscar is in there to finish off a kill. Sebas, though, still dropping low. That is a Gale Force thrown down defensively to make sure nobody actually gets close enough to the Tiny to keep the damage on him, and he's going to wait the Rupture out.
Yep. Recovering his HP pretty quickly as well. That pretty fact. Giving him that extra lifesteal. And yeah, they can move into the pit now, probably. Rupture's still on cooldown. Don't have Charge Pursuer available. They're just hesitant to contest this one. In fact, they're going to walk the opposite way. Fighting into the Aegis and Chrono and Ravage feels impossible. I don't know about this one. Like, yes, I don't think you can fight into them in the Roche pit. They just have one more tool now they've Aegis to work with.
Yeah, it wasn't a great look for them before, but now it's an even rougher one, so... at this point, actually, they need to make sure they just don't get straight up jumped in on, because B-God is getting hunted. Sladen, meanwhile, caught out Pingu. He forces out the Static Storm again. And Pingu might not even really get away from this one. He does get a nice 4-step onto the
No
low ground,
TP.
but... yeah. They can just chase him down. They find the kill. Both the supports dead on the cut, and maybe Scourge getting hunted here. Sebas is
They
waiting for
lose
reinforcements.
him. This is bad. He's going to be able to make it away, though.
Okay.
I guess incorrectly trying to catch him on the wave as he they think he's going to continue up that top wave, but he manages to get back. They do complete the Silver Edge on the Lina, so that's one tool you have to be able to take down the Tidehunter.
Okay.
As long as they don't know he's got this one. That's exactly the hero they find.
Ooh. Wait,
Here
hold
it
on.
is.
There we go. Still gets the Ravage off. Is that gonna matter, though? He's pretty tanky. They do take the Wraith Pact out first, but that means Oscar lives, and here comes Kitaro. They don't want to Chrono Vol, and they will not have to. Vol gets not taken down yet, actually. He's putting up a bit of a fight. There we go. Once the BKB wears off, the bash is coming through, and Kitaro finishes the job, but at least PP gets away. Scourge, though, is caught. Okay, no, he's the one doing the catching. Sebas did not really have his full combo. Yeah. Can he still get away, though? There's the tree coming in. It's enough damage to kill him off. Scourge does not get away with that one. He will fall. Pingu now getting tracked down as well into his own base. There's another Static Storm. This one, though, might actually keep him alive. Never mind. Sebas says nope. And the Tiny finds another kill. It's just rough. There's nothing the Disruptor can really do beyond what he just tried to do.
Yeah. It's all these Static Storms that he's dropping, these heroes keeping on to him, but unfortunately there's just not enough follow-up there. Now, these towers are going to melt incredibly quickly unless PP can find a kill into someone, but Faces Void's got absolutely no fear right now. These heroes don't have the damage to kill them by themselves.
Ooh, they just scanned out B-God here in the woods, too, so they know he's in there somewhere. Can they track him down? No, they can't. He's able to blink out, and... okay. B-God saves himself.
B-God for a reason.
Unfortunately, there's nothing he can do for the tower. That tier 2 is going down. Kitaro able to push through that so quickly with the help of the extra attack speed from Bloodlust. Once again, got you. Actually, he does have the shield now, too. The fire shield, which against some right clickers on the cut side, that might take a little extra chunk of that damage out. So not a bad extra bit as well. You combine that with the Wraith Pact and the pipe. The
You
cut's
too much
first
damage
hit.
reduction.
Yeah. It's not going to hit for very much.
No. Fire Shield was broken for a pretty long time, but it's fixed again now.
All right,
Just
Neph.
wasn't doing the damage reduction.
Put your NA Homer hat on for me here and tell me how the cut.
How the cut win this?
Yeah, how do they do this?
Not like
that.
this.
Oh, down goes B-God. Uh-oh, PP. You might have to pop that BKB. He's trying to fight the wind, and he does manage to make it away. But this doesn't solve the siege problem. Their base is still under attack.
Yeah, that was close. Sebastian's blink there got interrupted by the Dragon Slayer that was on the ground. He almost managed to get on top of him and toss Alina back to the tower there. Now he's hiding in the trees to stop them from...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, he's dead. He does not have money for buyback. Chrono's going to catch 3, and this one is looking like it might just be over. There's going to be Scourge taken out. Pingu will fall. Vol dead 2. Buyback came out from the Hoodwink, technically, but B-God, you don't want to go in there. He's going to try and get a snipe out onto something. He hit?
Yeah, he hit, but unfortunately it's not helping much, man. They're not tapping out yet. They're not giving up on the side of the cut, but I don't see how they come back into this one. Chronosphere and Ravager.
Oh, this is rude.
Oh no, leave him alone. Let him live.
There's the
He's not the
GG.
one that calls the GG.
If you're not going to tap out, we're going to farm your fountain, says Sebas, and, well, that is a 2-0 sweep for Infamous, showing off with this new lineup. And, yeah, not the greatest of showings. Our first appearance from an NA squad, but, I mean, at a certain point, what can you do, right? They were just behind so early in that game, and didn't really have much of an opportunity to get themselves back into it.
Where's my silver linings, man?
There we go.
You don't got any for me?
If you gave me like maybe 20 minutes, I could come up with something, but
they're looking good for a little bit. I mean, they came out of the lanes looking a little bit better than I thought, but I think everything fell apart when they finished those BKBs at the same time that they got picked off. I mean, at that point, they kind of lost their momentum. It looked like they had it for a little bit, but Dota Plus says otherwise the entire time. I was thinking that Infamous had the upper hand there. And yeah, they had great heroes for picking heroes off, but the teamwork coordination of Infamous ended up just being too much, so... the cut ends up going down. Infamous are going to be the first team to move a little bit further forward here to the phase 1. But that is not it for us today, is it?
no, it is not. Infamous get that first win, so congratulations to them. Looking pretty good there with the 2-0 sweep, but we do have another matchup to get to, one that technically is NA versus NA, but Neph, as you mentioned, Alpha isn't really all that NA anymore. Monster, the only North American player, the rest of them are from elsewhere. But for now, at least, technically, Alpha is still a North American team. They're going to be facing off against Cringe Crew as our next matchup. So there we go, right? There's your silver lining, Neph. And a North American team will win the next series no matter what.
North American.
Yeah, heavy air quotes on that one, but we got to take what we can get, man. It's dark times in NA.
Yeah, NA the same way that EG was NA, right?
Yeah, there you go. Just put the qualifier on them there, but yeah, we are going to be moving into that series. Might take a little bit of extra time because obviously this series did finish up rather quickly, so we'll wrangle Alpha and Cringe Crew's lineups in here just as quickly as we can. Until then, though, we will be stepping aside. You know, got some ads to play, got some music to vibe to, so we'll be coming your way with Game 1 of Alpha versus Cringe Crew in just a little bit.